In this video, we will discuss how to best present your resume and portfolio as a virtual assistant. So, katulad ng mga iba't ibang employment para makapag-apply ka, hahanapan ka ng resume, biodata, curriculum vitae. So, dito sa work from home world or virtual assistant or freelancing world, hahanapan po kayo ng resume and or portfolio. So, bakit nga ba kailangan ng portfolio? So if you want to get hired as a VA, your resume and portfolio are your biggest assets. So clients don't just look at what you can do, but how you present it. So bago ka nila i-consider for an interview or bago ka nila i-consider for an interview, kailangan mo na nilang makita yung resume mo, portfolio, or minsan may kailangan pa ng cover letter. Pero sa video na ito, I will just discuss regarding resume and portfolio. So bakit nga ba mahalaga kung paano mo pinapresent yung resume mo? So normally clients will just look at your resume 6 to 7 seconds kasi marami silang natatanggap na application. So they will normally skim each resume for just 6 to 7 seconds. Hindi nila uubusin yung oras nila doon. But if your resume, pag sa unang tingin pa lang, makikita nila na well presented yung resume mo, they will give time to really read your resume. So, dapat sa umpisa pa lang, you will get their attention. So, kaya nga sabi nila, first impressions matter. So, dapat unang tingin pa lang, you can get their attention. Makuhook mo sila doon sa resume mo at babasahin nila yung resume mo. And probably they will consider you for an interview. So remember, a cluttered, outdated resume means missed opportunities. So pwede mong ma-miss yung opportunity na makonsider ka nila for an interview. So dapat well presented yung iyong resume. So ano nga ba yung mga best practices in creating or presenting your resume? So you remember, you need to keep it simple and professional. Yung inyong mga email address, please lang po, make sure na you're using your first full name sa inyong email address, professional email address. Hindi yung mga pretty at gmail.com, sexy, hotmom at gmail.com. No. So you need to have a professional email address. And then you also need to put in your full name, and you keep it simple and professional. Wala nang kung ano-anong mga arts, emojis, graphics na nakalagay doon sa resume mo. And you stick to a one-page or two-page format. So ito po ay resume, hindi autobiography. So you no need for 3 to 4 pages of resume. And you need to use a clean, easy-to-read font. So yung mga fonts natin dapat um, yung Montserrat, ano pa ba yung mga iba't ibang fonts. So marami kasing mga iba't ibang fonts like Montserrat, Roboto, yun yung mga karamihan na ginagamit sa creating ng resume, Times New Roman, Verdana. So huwag kayong gagamit nung mga maraming arts like yung kung marami pang kaartihan na hindi na nababasa nung ah, employer. So, dapat easy to read font lang ang gagamitin natin in creating your resume. So, ano yung laman ng resume? What should be inside your resume? So, your name and contact info, updated and professional. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, your email address needs to be professional. So, sa contact info, you need to put in your email address. You can put in your if you have, wala na kasing Skype, um, email address na talaga naman ang importante sa virtual world. Pag may Calendly link ka, you can put in your Calendly link to book, so that they can schedule a call with you. Then, no need for address, no need for phone numbers. Sometimes kailangan, pero generally wala naman, hindi na kailangan ng phone number. And then second, professional summary, 2 to 3 sentences about your expertise. Like for example, I am a seasoned executive virtual assistant, or I am a social media manager. Yung Professional summary, pwede nyo gamitin si ChatGPT in creating this one. Like, punta ka sa ChatGPT, sabihin mo yung prompts na, I am a virtual assistant. I am creating my resume. Could you please help me to create my 2 to 3 sentence about my expertise? That's it. So ChatGPT can help you with that. Tapos third is yung skills and tools. You need to highlight the software and platforms you use. Okay? For example, gumagamit ka ng Canva or gumagamit ka ng, alam mong gamitin ang Canva, alam mong gumamit ng WordPress, alam mong gumamit ng CapCut, ano-ano yung mga software and platforms na alam mong gawin. So, you need to highlight those skills and tools. Siyempre, related dun sa job posting na ina-applyan mo. So, fourth, if meron ka ng work experience, you need to focus dun sa result, not just task. Hindi mo sabihin na, hindi mo kailang, not just, hindi sapat yung sabihin mo na social media manager. No, focus ka sa results. Like, for example, manage I increase Instagram engagement by 50% in 3 months, mga ganon. Or I edited uh, more than 20 podcast episodes, boosting listener retention by 30%. Yung mga ganon. Focus on the results, not just task. Hindi sapat yung sinasabi mo ng edited podcast or handled social media, responded to customer service. No. Um, you need to put on the result. And then fifth and last could be the education and certification if relevant. So hindi naman kailangan ng certificates actually. Um, minsan yung education hindi rin kailangan. Depende kasi talaga sa job posting. Minsan kailangan nila ng references, pwede mong isama. So kailangan talagang basahin mo muna kung ano yung nire-require ng job posting na ina-applyan mo. But basically, this is what you just need to put inside your resume. And how to make your resume stand out. So, katulad ng sinasabi ko, you need to customize it for each job. So, for example, meron kang 4 job application na gustong applyan. So, you need to prepare 4 different kinds of resume. Bakit? So, you need to personalize it for each job posting. So, hindi naman sila pare-pareho ng hinahanap. Depende na lang kung pare-pareho sila ng requirements, no? You can use the same resume for each job application. Pero for example, yung isa social media manager ang hinahanap niya for Instagram. So you need to focus on that job specification. Yun lang yung i-highlight mo dun sa resume mo. Then yung isang gusto mong applyan is a podcast manager. So hindi mo kailangan isama yung social media management skills mo dun sa resume na ilalagay mo. Or ang i-highlight mo dun sa resume dun sa para sa podcast manager is yung podcast skills mo. You can add the skills about social media manager para for example, if ever they wanted to add more tasks on your plate, they can consider it. Pero i-highlight mo lang kung ano yung job um, posting na ina-applyan mo. Highlight achievements, not just duties. So as I have mentioned earlier, hindi lang basta edited podcast or handled social media. You need to highlight your achievements like I increased Facebook engagement by 10% or by 30% in just 2 months, 3 months, whatsoever. So yun yung pinaka parang job experience pero merong result. Okay? And remember to use strong action words like manage, optimized, increased, designed, and generated. For example, design 20 thumbnails for YouTube channels, increased SEO, yung mga ganon. Okay, next, how to make your resume stand out. So these are examples of what to include inside your resume. So, katulad ng sabi ko, hindi sapat yung handled social media. So, you need to put increased Instagram engagement by 50% in 3 months. Hindi sapat yung edited podcast episodes. You need to put edited and optimized 20 plus podcast episodes, boosting listener retention by 30%. And then, hindi rin sapat yung responded to customer emails. Ito, if you're applying for a customer service agent. So, you need to say, manage 100 plus customer inquiries weekly, improving response time by 40%. So, you need to include achievements and results, not just the task per se. Okay. Why your portfolio is important? So, your portfolio is proof of your skills. So, dito mo pinapakita ano yung mga ginawa mo or nagawa mo na. It shows results, not just claims. Hindi mo lang kiniklaim na kaya mong gawin yung isang task, but meron ka ng proof na ginawa ko na yan eh. Alam kong gawin yan kasi meron na akong ginawa ko na dati. So remember, a strong portfolio equals higher chances of getting hired. So the more na marami kang proof na inilagay sa portfolio mo, the more na may chances ka na makaland ng client. High-paying client pa nga. So, best tools to create your portfolio. You can use Google Drive, simple and easy to share. Like for example, you have a folder. You will have a folder of all your designed thumbnail pagka nag-a-apply ka as a image or content creator or as an image creator or social media manager. You have a folder of all the images na ginawa mo, reels na ginawa mo, video edits na ginawa mo, or you can also use Canva. So Canva has this meron silang mga template for website and portfolio. Customizable yung mga designs nila, magaganda. You can also use Notion. Notion is free. I will be also creating a tutorial on how to create your portfolio in each tools like Google Drive, Canva, Notion, WordPress, or Wix. So professional website, and as well as go high level. So I will try to create those tutorial. So these are the where you can create your portfolio. So what to include in your portfolio? So katulad ng sa resume, meron ding about me part. It is a short intro and services you offer. So who are you and what you can do? Work samples, you show results with before and after visual. So maganda sana meron yung before, like for example, you handled Instagram before, ito lang yung followers niya. When I handled her Instagram, ito na yung followers niya. Okay, so yun yung mga work samples. Mga screenshots, gano'n, nakalagay doon. Client testimonials, kung meron. Pero kung wala, pwede kang maglagay ng mga mock projects mo. Like, gumawa ka kunwari ng mga sample ng images sa Canva and you can put it there. And tools and platforms, mga showcase mo kung ano yung mga tools and softwares na ginagamit mo like Canva, ClickUp, WordPress, kung ano yung mga tools na alam mo nang gamitin. Hindi na alam mong gamitin at familiar ka, okay? And then if you have, meron kang case studies, pwede mong i-highlight yung mga measurable results. So, sa mga newbies, wala pa yung mga case studies na yan. So, I will also create a tutorial dun sa mga paano ka gumawa ng portfolio if newbie ka pa lang, if wala ka pang experience, wala ka pang napasukan, wala kang i-include na mga testimonials. So, I will try to create that video later. So, ano nga ba yung difference between resume and portfolio? Unang-una, marami silang difference. Okay, sa purpose. Ang resume, it summarizes your skills, experience, and qualifications. Ang portfolio, it showcases your actual work samples and proof of your abilities. Okay? Sa content, sa resume, nililist mo yung mga work experience mo, skills, education, and achievements. Sa portfolio, meron ng kasamang visuals. Kumbaga may proof, mga case studies, testimonials, and completed projects. Not just, hindi lang basta sinasabi mo yung mga kaya mong gawin. Pinapakita mo na nagawa mo na talaga siya. May proof siya, may proof na kaya mong gawin yung isang task. Okay, yung format. Yung resume, usually it is a 1-2 page document, PDF or Word. Sa portfolio, pwede siyang website, Canva file, Google Drive, or yung sabi ko nga, Notion page. Marami pang iba. So, yun ang kaibahan ng resume and portfolio pagdating sa format. Then, yung focus nga niya, sabi ko, ang resume, yung focus niya, ano yung kaya mong gawin, what you can do. Pero sa portfolio, what you have done, ano na yung mga nagawa mo. So may proof na kaya mong gawin yung isang task, hindi lang basta sinasabi mo na kaya mong gawin. Okay, who needs it? So sa resume, lahat ng job applicant, including VAs, kahit hindi VA, kailangan ng resume. So yung portfolio, it is best for those who have creative roles, service-based work, and freelancers. So karamihan talaga yung mga nag-offer ng services like photographer, video editor, hahanapan sila ng mga portfolio, ano-ano na yung mga nagawa mo. Patingin ako ng mga images na nakunan mo, mga video na na-edits mo, that is portfolio. So best used. Resume, applying for jobs, networking, sending quick summaries. Yung portfolio, you will share it to your prospective clients in order to stand out from other applicants. So, in short, your resume tells clients what you can do, while your portfolio proves it with real examples. So both work together to help you land a gig. You can just apply with just resume on hand, but it is much yung tendency mo o yung uh, percentage na maha-hire ka is mataas if you have portfolio. Okay? Now, if once na nagawa mo na yung resume and portfolio mo, ang tanong mo naman, saan ko naman siya ipapasa? So, where to apply as a VA? So, meron tayong mga freelance websites like Upwork, Fiverr, onlinejobs.ph. Marami din tayo ngayon ng mga naglalabas ng mga VA agencies. And pwede ring direct client outreach through LinkedIn, Facebook, or cold emails. So, meron akong Google worksheet na ginawa. Nandun yung list ng mga freelance website as well as list ng mga virtual assistant agencies na pwede mong applyan. Just reach out to me or check my Facebook account. Nandun po nakashare yung worksheet. But if you want, you can also inbox me, DM me, para ma-share ko sa inyo yung worksheet na yon so that you can start applying as a VA. So thank you very much. I hope may natutunan kayo sa simple video na ito. Your VA journey starts now. And as I have said, you can grab the Google worksheet of VA agencies and job websites that I had. You just reach out to me, DM me, or inbox me. And please follow me for more VA tips and app tips. Thank you so much and have a nice day.